Hi, everybody. So I'm in the living room, the open space. Decided to be here. Sorry if it's going to be shaky because this table is a little um, wobbly because of the way it is. Anyways, I'll get my hands off of it. This is going to be an update on major things are happening um, and stuff like that. So sorry if I cry. This is a very emotional update. Um, and yeah, no judgment or anything. So yeah. Um, let's see. Let's talk about my grandpa. Yeah. I would say he's okay. He's getting old, stubborn. That kind of stuff. Um, I think it was sometime Monday or some around like beginning of February or something like that. Anyways, it's a lot, and I sorry if I can't remember. A lot of things are going on. My head is not mentally, physically not there. We're not okay. Anyways, he did something to his shoulder blades, or his neck area. Yeah, his neck was hurting. So mom took him, I think, to the doctors or something like that. And the doctor said that you have severe arthritis in your neck because of him having a cell phone, a smartphone. He does this. We all do that. And then because of his chair, I'll show you his chair. Let's whatever that is. Anyways, so this is his chair. Don't mind this. Oops, wrong way. I can't even. Okay. Anyways, yeah, that's his chair. Sorry about that. So it's the one with the blanket. Anyways, so I was trying to turn this camera on. I don't know how to do it. Anyways, so just example. Sorry. Yes, this is his house, and it's a bit of a hoarder, let's just say. So he has a lot of papers and stuff. So don't judge people that do that kind of stuff. Anyways, so his chair is very old, like 20 plus old or stuff like that. So of course, you're gonna have problems. And he doesn't move much, except like going to the bathroom and stuff like that. So he didn't want to believe that he had it. He didn't want to believe that he's getting that old. He's 94. So of course, you start to slow age and start to feel pain and stuff like that, and start to have problems. Especially when you get to, her 90s and so on. So yeah. Then he's like, he told his doctor, I want therapy. So, yeah. Yeah, therapy might help certain ways, but reality, arthritis is hard to manage and stuff like that. Let's see. I think a couple days went by. He was still in pain. And then one day he went to, I think, his last therapist. And it was his last because this therapist told him to get on the ground or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's the therapist or he did it. I don't know. But yeah, now his back hurts to the point that he's hardly eating, hardly drinking, hardly getting up and moving around. He's using his walker that he had when he had fallen once. This is when he was 80 something, that he could get up and he still had strength and stuff. Now, yesterday, because I went with Mom to see my dad and my grandpa. So right now, my mom had to call the ambulance to get him because he was supposed to drink all his water, a big thing of water, and then take, a pill or so. Mom pick up his tumbler and realized it's still pretty full. And told it, she put her foot down. It's hard for my mom to talk to her dad and tell him what he needs to do because he served the country. So he has that attitude, So he's like, okay, I'll try and stuff like that. And then she gave him a couple hours, and I think it was like around 11 or noon or so, like around lunchtime or so. She noticed that he wasn't doing good or check up on him, and she called 911 because he was dehydrated. He wasn't drinking the water. So yeah, so that's happening. He is at the hospital. I think it's day 3. No, it's day 4 or so. And then we'll figure out if he's going to go, if he's going to go to a rehab place to get help, like therapy, physical therapy, and, stuff like that. Right now, my grandpa is cold all the time. His temperatures change. The way I saw him yesterday was twice as bad as him sitting at his chair and pale. He's losing muscle. He seems weak. And of course, when you're at that age and stuff, your memory slows down. So it was hard for him to get some words to talk. But that's just like normal for an old person. But yeah, he did not look good. He has a pacemaker. He has AFib. No, he has AFib, something else, and his breathing is very heavy. We noticed that when he was having started to have pain and stuff. His breathing was getting heavy. And then, of course, his heart is, when mom noticed that he wasn't feeling right, he said that my heart feels funny, like it's beating too fast. So it has gone down. His heart has gone down. It's just his breathing is AFib. What else? I think something else, but I can't think of. I can't remember. But yeah, he's still not drinking a lot. He doesn't ask for refill of his water. My mom has to do it. So he's kind of semi-drinking. He does eat breakfast and lunch, but it's mostly lunch is the same thing. Lunch or breakfast he does kind of eat. Lunch he kind of eats, but it's just very. At most could eat his meal, type thing that fast. But he's not eating normal pace. I understand, he eats different, that's totally fine, but he's just not eating. Eating slowly, taking small bites, that kind of stuff. Yeah, we asked him how he was, and he's like, I'm little okay, but not 100%. Still in semi-pain. He also has a butt sore because of him sitting and in pain. He hardly gets up. So, yeah. So, we'll figure out what's happening when my mom gets home. And if I have more information, I might do another update. I think that's it for my dad, for Grandpa. My dad. No offense. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I was hoping my grandpa would go first, because his age, and he's done a lot. He's done a lot, and it's basically it's his time to go. He doesn't look right. He's even told mom to call relatives to let them know what's happening. That's odd. Also, my mom told me that he told her that he had a dream that his soldier brothers were coming after him, like running towards him. Yeah, that's a little bit of sign of death. It's sad that your loved ones, see things and their clock is ticking. So that's that. So my dad. Sorry if I get emotional. I cried last night. Just give me a minute. I've been in so much trauma since I was born. Not when I was a little kid. We have your relatives that are very let's just say, I know it's hard to say, is races don't like my mom because she's white, and then they do, of course, they don't like me. Half of them don't like me because the way I am. You know, I have this. I don't cut it off. I don't have a wig or a weave or, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. This is all me. This is all natural. Anyways, so I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. So I think it was, let's just say last Monday. I think it was Monday. My mom got a call from the place that he's was at, the rehab place, and they said that he is in the hospital. He has bronchitis, and I think whatever else. He had bronchitis very badly to the point that his blood pressure was so low. Anyways, my mom went down the Tuesday to see him. Yeah, Tuesday to see him, and the doctor said, yeah, he don't know how long he has to live at the time, because you never know, that person might, you know, whatever. It's whatever God wants, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, my dad has bronchitis bad at that time. So yesterday we went in there to see him. It's like see a person that is a corpse and you know they're gonna die. So his bronchitis he's getting medication for. It's gone down. His blood pressure is good. Everything seems good. But the one thing is not good is that it's been over 30 days since he had a brain scan from Phoenix Hospital. They did it when he brought to ER. They took a brain scan. His brain is shifted. He still has bleeding that will never go away. Of course, you know, the spinal fluid is going down that tube into the stomach. We learned other things about his brain. And then we asked her, is he going to be this for the rest of his life? And she said yes. Basically, he's not going to get better. Even though he kind of talks gibberish, or, you know, talks, you know, little sentences or a phrase, like a normal word or so. Still sees things. So, and his bus sore that my dad had sitting here is a gaping hole. It's bad. His legs even have wounds. Oh, and that conversation that we had with the ladies for that meeting. Excuse my language. I'm mad. They don't give a shit about my dad. They probably care about other people in that building that I've seen. that I do see that they're, some are go out in the hallway or out the doorway, or some that are active and stuff. I see them getting wonderful help. Okay? But I'm sorry. There's a lady that is black and she gets help and she looks wonderful. She even had a birthday a couple, I think, days ago or so. But walking that place, it feels like death. Now, see my dad yesterday, and then learning that he had bronchitis, so they're cleaning his chest area. Of course, you get phlegm. He always had that, but never thought he would get something like that. And then having his butt wound now worse than ever. We thought it was getting better. They hardly move him. This wonderful lady that takes care of him, that takes him to get a shower, and she shaves, and she's a wonderful person. I'm not mad at her, but my mom is there, like, let's just say 9 something to 4 or 3. She hardly sees anybody feeding him. Maybe once or so in the blooming moon. They're supposed to feed him, I think, like 4 times or something like that. Maximum. So yeah. So my half-sister, we called her, we told her that there's no rush, but she is coming down, I think, the middle of March or so, something like that. And then we, all 3 of us are going, and he's going to be when it's A-okay for him, he's going to be transferred back to that place. And then we're going to have a wonderful conversation. And, well, first we're going to have a talk to each other and catch up and stuff like that. So, and then we're going to have the conversation with the people. And we're going to say, enough is enough. You did do crap with him, excuse my language. So we decided he's not going to get better. The doctor said at the hospital he's not going to get better. He's going to be a vegetable. So yeah, we're going to pull the feeding tube. We want you to pull the feeding tube out, and then we're going to let him just slowly die. My mom looked how long it takes for, you pull out a feeding tube and see how long the person, dies and stuff. Sorry this is too much for you. Sorry. Sorry my language. I'm just mad that they treat my dad like this. Nobody should go through this. We are all humans. We should not do this. I know we're gonna die, but not like this. Being treated like this or anything. Sorry, this is a long video. Anyways, so yesterday at the hospital, I I try to be adult, and I spoke up and asked about the brain scan, and then she told us that and stuff. And then we we want to know why he's been this way, acting weird, snapping at me, almost laid a hand on me, type thing. It turns out because of the regular stroke and the Bell palsy, especially that Bell palsy stroke that really damaged his hearing and stuff. Basically, that one day in the kitchen, and he slapped his hand on the marble counter and yelled and snapped at me, was basically he was having a silent stroke. So when he gets angry or whatever, or not drink or eat, it was a stroke. And the fallings, that was a stroke. His balance, that was a stroke. It was a little silent stroke that was causing these things. And then that time I came home, and he was laying on the floor for 2 hours since I got home. He should have went to the hospital. He was not okay. And that was probably a silent stroke because of losing balance and falling. So, and him being cold and stuff like that. So, and two, my mom got thinking night before that, when she was hearing what was happening to him that Monday or that Tuesday, that she got thinking when he got his TMI self-pubic thing to go to the bathroom, he stopped caring. If he did not, well, either way, it would have killed him. His bladder was the size of a football about to burst. So either way, letting that do that kill him, or just, getting a catheter in, But yeah, when he got that in to help his bladder and stuff like that, he stopped caring because he did not have to go to the bathroom. Well, yeah, he did go, number 2, but yeah, he stopped caring. So basically, him doing that, things were happening in his head. We don't know when the bleeding came through. I know when you get older, your brain shrinks, The other thing I could think of is when I think it was before or after. Either way, he had a lump, and it was filled with spinal fluid, and he got that done, but it came back because the doctor messed it up, so went back in and fixed it. I think that and the catheter, when he got that done, messed up everything because whatever was happening in his head, yeah. So basically, he was a big mess. And I told Mom, now knowing that those were strokes, I feel bad for yelling at him, stuff like that. I love my dad. Now knowing, I feel bad. I feel guilty. I regret what I did. So yeah, when I know what's happening, if there's anything else happening today or so, or that stuff, or when we're gonna do this, I'll let you guys know. And when that time comes, I might take a bit of a hiatus, so just bear with me. So yeah. And yes, it's your question, is you and your mom going to be okay? Yes, we're going to be okay. We can manage on ourselves. And I'm learning. I'm always learning. So yeah. And hopefully whatever happens to Grandpa, whatever his body wants to do, if he goes, he goes. If he doesn't, that's okay. So yeah, I cleaned one day. I did some deep cleaning, doing some cleaning here and there. I would like to do more, but this is his home and his stuff, and I don't want to, I never know if he's going to come back home or not after he gets, help and whatever his body does. Sorry, this is a long video again. But anyways, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Be safe. Call your loved ones. I hope everybody's okay with the blizzard and whatever weather you have. Just keep us in prayers. And hope the best. So yeah. That's it. I love you. See you when I have stuff, and yeah, bye.